showing up in the sound preferences.
And we're live!
No, I was saying in the future, if it's not showing up there, that means we need to.
Well, normally it just works.
Right, but I'm saying if it doesn't show up, that's this issue.
Okay.
So we can check it in the future.
Okay. I don't know.
You don't want to check it in the future?
I don't want to check it in the future. I'm alive, and I'm going to tweet that we're live again. And then I'll talk about my spiel all over again. Okay, I'm fixed.
Yes, we see you in chat, and you can hear us, and the lovely.
We have newfangled sound technology.
Yep, we have sound. This is no longer a silent movie.
I always have. Oh wait, there's an echo. No. What did you change on beeper?
Oh no, you have the microphone on. In that turn off.
Okay.
No, the other one.
I don't know which one.
Turn desktop.
This one?
Yeah.
But that's the one we always have on.
No, desktop
Okay.
audio is the Reaper.
Okay.
Did you turn mic on before in OBS?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Steve's in charge of sound. I don't do sound.
Yeah, never turn on microphone in OBS unless we're not using Reaper.
Well, I turned it on when that wasn't working,
Yeah.
and it didn't work.
No, I know that because that mic is direct line to the microphone. Desktop audio is from OBS.
This is too complicated. This
So
is
you
why
want-
I pay you
You want
to manage the sound.
You want desktop audio. You don't want microphone.
Anyway, hi! Streaming's hard. Welcome to tonight's first stream of the night. We're streaming 2 games tonight, and starting off with Majesty, designed by Marc Andre. It's Majesty for the Realm. I don't know if the subtitle is like required or not.
That's probably the full name of the game, just because Majesty is a common word.
Yeah, I mean it is the full name of the game, but our edition is the Z-Man Games edition, but the Hansum Gluck edition in Europe is identical from what I have seen. So, there you go. I pantomimed. Well, I didn't pantomime. I actually did most of the setup in the previous stream where we had no sound. I hope you understood it, but basically there's these nice, you can hear them, kind of Splendor-esque poker chips, and then we have these meeples, and I've put them in nice felt bowls that you can get from Netters Online. Let's change cameras so you can see it.
Steven says focus. I don't know if he's suggesting that we focus or if it's that the camera's unfocused.
The camera's not unfocused.
Then it probably means we should focus.
We should focus. Okay, so we have nice money in our felt bowls from Netters, and then I prepped the deck. So the way that we prep the deck is the number of green cards, which is like the first age cards, is depending on the number of players, and then the red deck is you play with all of it always. So for a 2-player game, we have 6 of the green cards on top, and basically it's just to make sure that the distribution for all of the different characters is equal for like the 2 halves of the game, the segment of the game. So then we're going to create a market of 6 cards up here. This is one of those games there's like a lot of card shuffling, and normally we play on a player mat, but all of our player mats are like way too busy for this. So, okay, then everybody has 4 realm cards, and you put them in front of you together. This one's going to be tight on camera. And the cool thing is it makes a picture. You put them in a very specific order, but the picture of your realm, the art is continuous across the cards, and so it's hard to see probably on the stream, but like it all works and looks really pretty. I'm going to zoom the camera out a little bit so we can see both Steve and I's realms entirely. So let me do that. This camera. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Okay. So we do that. And so then we have this other little card, which you don't really need, but they have it. And we each get 5 meeples that go on the 5 meeple spots on the cards. So Steve's doing dog dinner. So I will set up his realm for him. But this game is super straightforward. You want to make sure that all of your realm cards are A side up. There's an A side and a B side, and you just want to make sure that you're A side up. You can play with the B side and like randomize it as you get more advanced with the game, but we're gonna play the A side because we're the A team, yo. Boom, boom. I am feeling better. How you doing, boss? Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, what's going to happen is on your turn, you pick up a card from the central market and you add it to your realm. Each type of card is a different character, and they must go in the part of the realm that they belong in. So, you have the baker, and they go in the mill. The colors of the characters match the location that they go to. So, there's the baker, there's a knight, there's the witch that goes in the cottage, there's the innkeeper, there's the brewmaster, there's soldiers who are not guards, and then there is the...
Royalty.
We're assuming they are the Majesty of this game. And those are the, like, different character types. The card that is furthest from the deck is free, so I could pick up this baker for free. Or, if I want another card, I have to pay meeples from my area on every card I pass until I pick up the one I want. So I would have to pay those two to get this card, which, let's go really close. So this is the witch. This is why I should have that camera set up. We have the witch and the guard. Some cards have two characters on them. When you take the card, you decide which side it's going to be, and you place that character there, and that is who activates. When you place a character in a location, the location activates. And it activates top down. So some cards have one thing that happens, some of them have multiple things. It's really straightforward. So let's just do these one at a time. It's super straightforward. The whole point of the game is to get money. The mill,
just where like you put, life.
Yeah. The mill is for every baker you have, you get 2 coins. So the more bakers you have, the more money you get. The brewery is pretty similar. For every brewmaster you have, you get 2 coins and you get a white meeple. Whenever you acquire meeples, you put them on your card if your card has room, or you put them beside your card. And at the end of your turn, you must discard any meeples that you don't have space for in your village back to the supply, but you get 1 coin for every meeple you discard in that way. So getting excess meeples is free money, which is a weird thing to think about. So there's that. Then for the brewery, after you, for placing a brewer, get your money in meeples, every other player, including you, will get $2 if they have at least 1 baker. If they have more than 1 baker, it doesn't matter. They'll still only get $2. Then you have the cottage. The cottage, when you place a witch here, will heal the top card that you have in the infirmary, which I'll talk about in a second. And then when they heal from the infirmary, they go back to wherever they are. Then, at the cottage, you will get 2 points for every baker, brewmaster, and witch that you have. So, like, everything from this point back, you will get $2 for.
So wait, what card goes in that column?
The witch.
The card that goes in that column.
The witch. Oh, damn. Hey, David. Hey, Eden. And Rich. And Stefan. Then you have the guardhouse. So, I want to talk housekeeping in a minute. Then you have the guardhouse. So the guardhouse, defends passively. And then when you place a card in the guardhouse, you get $2 for every guard, and then attacking knight and innkeeper that you have. So like these 3 slots, you'll get 2 points, $2 per. Then you have the barracks. The barracks attacks. So when you place a knight here, you attack every other opponent. In this game, because it's just Steve and me, we're just going to be attacking each other. But if we were playing with 3 or 4 players and I would attack everyone individually. When you attack, it's super straightforward. You compare how many knights you have in your attack row to each opponent's guardhouse. So how many guards they have. If you exceed the number of defenders that they have with your attackers, you win, and the leftmost card in your opponent's realm is put in the infirmary. So, That's how cards get in the infirmary. That's the only way the cards get in the infirmary. So that's attacking. That's all you get for attacking. Then you will earn $3 for every knight that you have in your barracks. Then at the end, you get $4 for every innkeeper you have. And then every player who has a brewmaster, at least one brewmaster, will get $3. And again, you only have one. That's all it cares about. If you have more than one, it doesn't matter. You'll still only get $3. Then you have the castle. Castle is awesome. When you place one in the castle, you will get $5 per Majesty in the castle, plus an additional worker, which is awesome. And then the infirmary, you actually can't, there's no characters that go straight into the infirmary. However, at the end of the game, every character you still have in your infirmary is -1 point. So it's important to get the characters out of the infirmary.
Well, and that doesn't seem that bad, but it also means those characters aren't getting you endgame points for the other endgame stuff. So it's like -1, but they're also not counting.
Yes, because in-game scoring, super straightforward. For each, well, so the first thing you do is you count up how many locations in your realm have characters in them, and then you square that number, and that's your base points. So if I have 7 characters out, I get 7 squared points, which is awesome.
Or 1 character in each of the 7 spots. So not just 7 characters. You said
yeah, 7 for each location. But no, 7 characters.
Yeah.
Different characters.
It's just,
we get it. The infirmary doesn't count for that. So if I have somebody in the infirmary, they don't count towards that number. Then for each specific location, we have a majority scoring, and it's at the bottom of the card. But so whoever has the most bakers in the mill gets $10. Whoever has the most brewmasters in their brewery gets 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that's it. That's the scoring.
And those are friendly ties, which is kind of nice. Where one thing we noticed in a multiplayer game, if you can tie with somebody else, it's friendly and you both get points for the majority.
Yes.
One thing that did trip us up, I think it's one of the only things that trips us up in this game, is for the cottage and the guardhouse, the iconography on the card says per, like, baker plus brewer plus witch.
Yeah.
And that looks like it's...
You have to have one of each.
It looks like you need to have a set of one of each. So, like, I guess...
It's not.
Most games, I think, tend to do a slash for an or.
Yeah, they do.
And so this with the plus, that was one of the other things that was a little trippy.
Yeah, I've checked that one. It's a weird iconography, but in the rules, in the FAQ, and in the summary, it says an and, not, it's not a set. It's like for each you get it. So, there you go.
Yep.
Hey, Mad Mona!
And then just to clarify, coins are your victory points at the end of the game, and you don't use them for anything else. You don't never spend them. They're just victory points. Yeah. I also didn't know this was the same designer as Splendor.
Yeah, Marc Andre is the Splendor designer. Which I feel there's a lot of similarities between this and Splendor, just from like a simplicity and brain space. The snowballing effect definitely still happens, but this game, whereas in I was looking at the cottage, so I was like in Cottage Garden, but that's in Splendor you have to build an engine. In this game, like you can build an engine, but it's literally like, just get more money. Like get more money, get paid. So on that delightful note, I'm going to put a meeple on the baker, and I'm gonna get a guard, and then I get $2. Boom! Kairos, it's your turn.
Oh, this slides also.
The players start with the same town. However, there's an A side and a B side. So when you play more advanced, they recommend like you randomize. And so players can have different towns just in the composition of A versus B side. But they recommend that you do that in the future after you've played it a couple times.
So if it were just boards, it would only be 2-sided. But with this, you can like mix and match. Like if you don't like a B side ability, you could flip just that card to the A side, which is kind of neat.
For example, this B side of the mill is you get 2 points per baker, but you also every other player will also get 3 points for having at least one witch in their cottage.
And all the B sides are the same between all the players. So
yeah.
Asymmetric. I need to decide what I want.
You do need to decide what you want.
I'm
currently winning. I just want to put that out
there. But I think I would like to fill my guardhouse.
Boom, boom, boom. Da, 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 da. I don't know if anybody's watching in Twitch because we don't have stats up. But, I have decided, there's no we in this. I didn't ask him. I didn't consult him. I was just like, hey, by the way.
The whole committee came to a decision and then informed me.
We're gonna move our chat to Twitch, I think, in the future, because turns out we stream regularly enough that if we have more average viewers over on Twitch, we can be Twitch affiliates like tomorrow. So if you all are so inclined to move to Twitch now, that's totally cool. That's awesome. If you want to hang out on YouTube, that's totally cool too. We will still continue to have both chats, but we're going to start linking and advertising the fact that we're on Twitch instead of the fact that we're on YouTube. But replays of all of our streams will still be on YouTube. The YouTube videos will still be on BGG, and we will still stream to YouTube because it's free. There's no reason not to stream to YouTube. So there's that. And I have to pick what I want. What I really want.
Like, the YouTube notifications will still go out, right? Or at least for now.
Yes. So if you're subscribed on YouTube, that is fantastic, and you will still be notified on YouTube. But you can follow me on Twitch, and then you'll also get notifications on Twitch. So it's really up to you. We're still going to be notifying both. If in the future we definitely have more solid of a Twitch base, I will turn off the notifications for YouTube. But like, I spent like 20 minutes today trying to get YouTube to update its freaking thumbnail, and it just didn't work. And I was about to just rage quit it. Actually, I did rage quit it, and then I came back to it like 2 hours later, and I was like, oh, frick it, I'll try it now. And it worked. But like, that's just extremely frustrating because on Twitch, it just works. And I've had that trouble with YouTube since we started streaming on YouTube. And YouTube just has better analytics. And just, yeah.
Twitch has better analytics.
Sorry, yeah. Twitch has better analytics. I'm taking this, dude, you don't have any brewers, I don't have any brewers, but I get 4 coins! So there is that. There's nothing to do with this game, but I wanted to announce it.
I just really want to call the innkeeper the candlestick maker, or I think the butcher, and then the cottage I want to call the
I just really want to show off
the
art in this game.
Butcher, the baker, cute. And the candlestick maker. But
yeah,
sadly,
I know it's blurry.
Not the actual
It won't
names.
focus. But there you go. Eden, if you don't use Twitch, that's totally fine. You can hang out here. Oh, but then you're not hanging out with people. That sucks. Well, I'll figure something out. I'll do the link chat or something that I had last week where I had the both chats combined. We can do that. I will work on that for before our next stream tonight. I will put the linked chat together. So yeah. Okay. I can't turn down... So, when you take a card that has meeples on it, you get all the meeples. And I can't turn down that baker. I have an extra meeple, so I get $1. Over there. And then, because I have a baker, I get another $2.
Meeple sandwiches are delicious.
What?
Meeple sandwiches. Never mind. Meeple sub.
Meeple sub. Meeple
sandwiches.
Sub. Meeple sub I like better. Oh man, I'm gonna be so excited when I can go have a meeple sub. A meatball sub. You ruined me. Yeah, but we know you're rich, so it's cool.
The guardhouse. The guardhouse.
You are like preparing for battle. The game ends as soon as both players have 12 characters in their realm. So we're just gonna play 12 rounds. There's no way to get characters out of the realm unless there's cards on the other side we don't know about. Meeple sub yummy? Why is that hidden? They flagged meeple sub sounds yummy. That's weird. YouTube special. Okay. I'm gonna take this witch brewer because there's no reason not to.
This witch brewer?
Yeah.
Is it a brewer who's a witch? Or is
I get 2 plus a meeple, but I don't have space for a meeple, so I get a coin. And then for every player that has at least 1 baker, you get 2 points. And Steve doesn't, but I
haven't taken any of my points.
I win!
So this one I would have gotten 2. Next one I would have gotten 4. So that's 6. Hold on, let me just cheat a little bit. And then for the brewer, I would have gotten 2 and a meeple. Because I would have gotten 2 and a meeple.
Yeah.
But you would have gotten 2 points for your miller. Okay, cheating has been fixed.
Yay! Alright. In this game, you're going to be making change a lot. You play with these a lot. Which some people complain about, but I think it's by design. It's like fidgety. My turn?
Nope.
My turn?
Nope.
My turn?
Nope.
My turn? I like the art a lot. The art is super cute. This whole picture is really adorable. You can kind of see it at work. But it really is cute. Like all of the art is all really well done.
I'm gonna get 7 points, and you're gonna get 3 because we both have 1 brewer. So I'm gonna get 4 points for this innkeeper.
Yes, and then an
3
additional 3.
And then you
get 3 points
as well. Yeah.
Hey, Paul. Yes, if you take a card that has meeples on it, you get the meeples. It's very Century of Spice Road. There's a lot of games that do that. Century is just the most recent that comes to my mind. I'm going to go for this brewer, because why not? Innkeeper, sorry. So I get 4 points per, so I get 8 points. So I'm going to swap in a 2 and get a 10. And then each player that has at least 1 brewer, which I do, gets 3 points.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is it's really important to have those cards that get you points when other players do things.
Yes. And then I do the thing again where I mage change. Again.
Well, shoot.
Shoot doobly doop. Hey Paul, I made an announcement earlier. I'm just gonna keep making the announcement as people roll in. But we're slowly moving the chat to Twitch. So in the future, we're gonna start advertising the Twitch channel more and the Twitch chat more instead of YouTube. But we'll still be streaming on YouTube, and we'll still be having the chat in YouTube and like responding to the chat in YouTube. So wherever you want to be is cool. But we are going to start preferring that people go to Twitch if it's not a big deal for them.
And 2
So
meeples.
there's that.
You get 2 points for your Miller.
Thank you.
I get 3 more
tweeted the link to the Twitch, but it's just Twitch, twitch.tv, twitch.com/theonetire. So there's that.
Oh, it's not twitch.tv.
It might be twitch.tv. I think it's twitch.tv/theonetire. It's twitch.something/theonetire. It's easier than YouTube's URL even. It's another reason why I was just like, screw it. I'm gonna take this Baker.
Yeah, Twitch is pretty aggressive about deleting links too. I think YouTube and Twitch are pretty aggressive about deleting links. But yeah, Twitch.
Yeah, well, YouTube I enable it. I can enable it, and then we can allow people to do it. Baker, I get $4. Twitch.tv. Yep. Twitch.tv/theonetire.
I remember. Was it?
Well, thank you.
I remember.
Paul, are you Silver Sage? Trying to remember names.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't know how is it on Twitch? Is it?
How is it in Twitch?
I mean, how do people? I don't watch a lot of streams on Twitch very often.
The other reason we're moving people to Twitch is we're super close to becoming Twitch affiliates by accident. I didn't realize that was a thing. But once we're a Twitch affiliate, we can make our own emojis, and so we can make Xena and Ichi emojis. Which
we already have made.
We already have
for
those made.
other chat services.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And can we make an Abby emoji too?
Yeah.
Can you make change?
Yeah, in a 4-player game, players need to be pretty aggressive.
Oh, you took the queen.
I did take the queen. Players need to be pretty aggressive about making change.
The queens are broke, yo. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a queen. I got a queen, yo. 5 plus 1 meeple. It was worth it.
Was it really worth it?
Yeah, let me twerk it.
Yeah, wow, look at...
Put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
No,
David's on Twitch. Okay, David is Silver Sage.
Once the...
Must remember, David is Silver Sage.
Once the cards are down, you can't flip them or reverse them. They're just fixed.
Yes.
I can flip your cards by sending them to the infirmary.
This is true.
Actually.
Okay. Take a turn.
Yeah, I probably should, shouldn't I? I think I am going to get 2 meeples by getting this Miller, and I will get 2 points for it.
Ah, jeez Louise. Alright, I'm gonna put 1 meeple down on this knight, which seems like a horrible idea.
Yeah, it is a horrible idea.
But I don't want the knight.
Isn't there? Oh man, I feel like I have part have a Phantom of the Opera song stuck in my head about the night. Is it
I've
the
never-
music? Is the
I've-
music of the night?
Maybe. I've never actually seen Phantom of the Opera.
You haven't seen
I
Phantom of the Opera?
I have not seen Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I've seen lots of things about it.
So when you see elephant masks, you don't immediately start hearing operatic music.
No, not at all. I have more connotations with V for Vendetta than like the mask and the cloak and than Phantom of the Opera.
Hey, Paul, over in Twitch.
Eating's getting favelas tomorrow, and she got the Morals Foray expansion.
Ooh.
I really want to get that. That sucks that your son has the flu. Everybody's getting the flu. I'm like terrified to go to a doctor.
No, I keep seeing people where if it's not them, it's their family or coworkers or kids. So
Kids are family.
Hope they get better. Good catch, Tiff.
Alright, fine. I'm taking these meeples because it would be a horrible decision not to. And I get 8 coins because I have 2 guards and 2 innkeepers, which is 8. Okay, there we go. Whee! I also just like doing this.
This is the worst.
This is the best. I like doing this. This is the best.
Oh.
Yeah, surprisingly, so Tyrants of the Underdark, I've only played it once and I was way too tired and having issues because we just ordered Domino's Pizza pre-gallbladder removal. But
this is
Tyrants of the Underdark is like a
points.
surprisingly good deck builder area control game that we should definitely stream at some point.
You get 3 points for having a brewer.
Yes. I will actually return that, give 1 and a 10. Ooh, and then I'll return these. This is my favorite part of the game. It's just swapping. Swapping chips. You took what I wanted. You took what I needed, but that's cool. I'm gonna get Her Highness.
No!
Boom! The Queen for 5 and a meeple.
You just drafted her worshipfulness. Where are these
Boom.
meeples? Why is this one there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody else get anything new recently? We got... What did we get? Hey, Heather! What did we get new? So many things. We got Gaia Project, which I haven't played yet, because I was sick, but Steve really liked it.
I did like it.
We have games arriving for Spacey-Wary. I'm super excited for Spacey-Wary.
I'm gonna get this brewer.
We actually have a schedule we're starting for Spacey-Wary. We have like a list of games. And we have games arriving for Spacey-Wary. And we're booking people to play specific games for Spacey-Wary. I'm super excited.
You get 2 points for having a Miller.
Dankeschön.
I'll turn it in for a 10, and then I will turn in 6 meeples for 6 points.
What did you do to get so many meeples?
3 brewers.
That's only 1 meeple per.
Yeah. But there are 4 on it.
2, 4, 6, 8. Ha ha! 9. Oh. Interesting. I'm gonna take this card with this 1 meeple. And so I will get 10 points because I have 3 knights and 2 innkeepers, and it's 2 points per. Bursh!
Whereas
you
will take this attacking card and this meeple, which gives me 3 points.
Why would you do that? I'm not. No, it's fine. You already did it. You already did it.
Or
I
will not do the dumb thing. And I will deny you
Harvest. I want to try Harvest.
And then that will get me 10 points and 2 meeples.
Steamworks and
Oops,
Sight.
that was 100, not a 10. I mix those up all the time.
Yeah. Okay. You done?
Probably.
Great. Great. I will spend 2 meeples to get this innkeeper who has a meeple on him. And I will get 12 points because it's 4 points per. And then Steve and I will both get 3 points from having brewers. So I get 15 points. For that.
I think I've heard good things about Dark Souls.
It's not really my kind of game, so I don't know much about it. Sorry, I'm just like trying.
Scythe, I think, if you have the right group to play it with, is a lot of fun.
It's very group dependent, yeah.
Is it me?
Oh, Pay It Forward on BGG, yeah. I've looked at Pay It Forward before. I think
you just placed something, right? It's my turn.
I don't have the time for that. It is your turn, yes.
I attack you for nothing.
I was gonna say, you're not gonna beat me. 5. We're at 11. This is the last card.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm
right?
just
2,
screwing
4,
up all over the place.
10, 11, yeah. So this is my last card. And I have 2 meeples left. Sadness. Wow, this is like a really not great way to go.
I mean, I don't know. Depends how you want to go. There are plenty of ways to go. Some better than others.
I'll take these 2 meeples and this brewmaster to get $2 plus another meeple plus $2 for having an innkeeper, and Steve also, not an innkeeper, Miller. And Steve also gets $2.
Why would you do that?
It was the best card for me. I had 2 meeples. It didn't make sense to get a witch or a... Oh, it makes perfect sense to get a witch.
It makes perfect sense to get a witch.
Actually, no. For me at that time, the witch would have been 2 more, but I don't know.
So I get a witch, and then that gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
That's a good haul, Rich. For Christmas, Rich got Blood Rage, a bunch of the exit titles, and then gave his wife favelas.
Ooh.
It's a good Christmas.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of the exit titles. That's fun. And favelas. Favelas are so good.
So good. I was, like, in pain and miserable yesterday because I overdid it. And I was just like, I want to play a game. I want to play favelas. We didn't. We watched anime instead. But, alright. So now, we do scoring! Because we've done 12 rounds. See how quick this game is? So neither of us has anything in the infirmary because we loaded up with guards.
That you do first, so those cards.
So now the infirmary we don't care about. So then you count how many locations in your kingdom that you have cards, and crap, I forgot about that scoring. This is why I should have gotten a witch. So I get 5 squared, so I have 25 base points. Steve has 7 squared, so he has 49 base points.
I will turn into 1 and get a 50.
So,
and then I will turn in 2 50s and get 100. Making change is so much fun.
So much.
That's it. Xena, you and me, with all this money we've made, we can get as many chewies as we want.
You know it's not real, right?
Don't tell her that.
You're telling her she can get as many chewies as she wants.
No, I'm teaching her to use currency, where she'll bring currency over and then I'll give her chewies.
She'll start finding currency in the streets instead of chicken bones.
Yeah.
We have a lot. We weirdly have a lot of chicken bones in our neighborhood. I don't know why.
And Xena has found all of them.
Yeah. Dude. This game is in store. Yes. Oof. Dun, dun, dun. We love Charterstone Eden. We love it so hard.
It's really, really good.
I'm really bummed we didn't play this week, but we play next week. Okay, so then we do majority. So I have the most Millers. I get 10 points. Yay!
I have the most Brewers. I get 11 points.
Steve has the most Witches because I'm an idiot. So he gets 12 points. I have the most Guards, so I get 13 points.
And then I have the most Knights. So I get 14 points.
I now realize why you got that stupid knight. I was like, why did he do that? 'Cause
you have the
paying
most
attention.
innkeepers, so you get 15 points.
That's great.
And then, because we're friendly here, especially with each other, and so are the ties, we both get 16 points.
So in the way. I'm still making a change. Okay, and then... Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay, and then...
You know, we still haven't played an advanced game of this, and I really...
Do you wanna... How long is this? Well... I'm like, let's just flip it and do it. I think, well... No,
It's
you did beat me.
Very slightly.
Yeah. 167 is mine.
177? 177. 177.
177 versus 167?
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Exactly
if I
the
had
same point.
picked up that witch, I would have won. If I had picked up the stupid witch,
You
I
did
would
pick
have
one
won.
up. You just put it under the brewer slot.
No, but
Because you didn't have enough meeples to get that one. Yeah, that's...
I'm even stupider than I thought. I would have won even more.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so stupid, it hurts. So that's Majesty. Sorry, I'm just logging my BG stats play. I haven't played games in like 2 weeks because I've been sick, so it's just really weird for me. But I played a game. Yay!
Yeah, I've had I have a coworker where his old game group, Gloomhaven, replaced their Kingdom Death Monster, because I guess that group is firmly in that.
Yeah.
Or
If you're
and,
like
and actually I think it said D&D and Kingdom Death Monster, they went on to
If you-
Gloomhaven.
Yeah, if you have a group that does like role playing or like dungeon crawly games or something like that, Gloomhaven's great for that. If your group doesn't do that, there's no reason to hold on to Gloomhaven, because that's what it is. It's just a dungeon crawl role playing adventure game.
Yeah, or I have some coworkers that were saying it was like a Descent Plus. So it's, if you're firmly in that camp.
Okay. Do you want to do an advanced setup and play
I would
again?
love to do an advanced
Let's
setup and play again.
Do it! Can you... Can you get the green deck and shuffle it and then do 6 cards? So we can have 6 new green cards? What?
Yeah, that was another tricky thing in the rules, is the rules say, you know, shuffle this green deck of cards, set aside 6, and then immediately after it says, take those set aside cards and put them on
It's really
the
weird.
deck. Like, when I see set aside, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's literally set aside 6 cards. Then place the set aside cards on top of the tier 2 cards. Return the unused tier 1 cards to the box. Why did I set them aside? Like, why? Oh man.
Okay, well, I will get a brand new set aside 6 card. It's 6 for 2 player, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 6. Set them aside.
Okay, they're aside.
Okay,
and
now
then
put them on top
the
of
rest
the red
go back
deck.
to the box.
No, you put them on top of the red deck first.
Okay.
You
I
put
did
them on
have
top of
that
the
order.
red deck, and then you put the... I hate that you shuffle this way now.
Why?
Because it's so annoying.
Why is it annoying? This way I'm not riffle shuffling the cards. Some games get really streaky, and it's important to break up the streaks if you care about.
Okay, so they
randomness.
recommend that you first just play just side B, and then once you get comfortable with side B, then you mix it and you randomize.
So is it like we flip one set, leave the other, and then shuffle them?
No. You just randomly flip. But for now, we flip everything, so everything is side B. The majority scores are different. What? Okay.
Yeah, I think every time we've played this, we've pretty much played it with a new person.
The infirmary is worse. It's minus 2 points per character. Oh, this is so much more different. Okay, so...
These arrows go in weird directions.
Your arrows go in weird directions.
Whoa.
Alright.
Sounds like a personal problem.
These are the Nutters Plays containers. Yes, these are felt. They're super thick, nice felt. I've seen the BGG ones. I saw them at the con, and they're like a little smaller than these. But they're of course silicone instead of felt, and they don't have the snaps. So ours, we have some of the custom like hand-stitched 2-color ones. They have the nice snaps, and I actually like that better because you can store them together, so you can snap them together. So this is 2 bowls. So when we go to cons or to people's houses, we just toss a couple of these in a game bag, and then we have bowls when we play.
One thing also that we didn't do for last game, for start player, one of the meeple cards has a red flag with a knight on it, and then so you just shuffle all the cards, including that one, and then I get the one with the red flag, yes, and then Tiffany gets this one. That was totally random, just so you all know.
Please check the Steve cheat cam. Instant replay. Okay, so let's talk about the new abilities.
Oh, do I have to put my money back?
Yes. So the mill, you get 2 points per miller, and then each player who has at least 1 witch in the cottage gets $3. The brewery, you got 1 meeple for each miller and brewer that you have, and then for each player that has both an innkeeper and royalty, you get 10 bucks. What? Yes, it's an and. You must. Okay, so the use of their iconography is frustrating and weird. They use a plus sign to mean or.
Oh, and then they overlap.
They overlap them to mean and, which is super weird. It's super weird.
Yeah, so
that's the top is an or, and then the overlap, the bottom one is an and, which doesn't make any sense.
I mean, the overlap kind of makes sense as an and, but the plus does not make sense as an or.
Yeah. Okay. So then the cottage, you still heal, and then your witch will just get you 3 points, so it's a little less powerful. The guardhouse, you get 2 points per brewer, witch, and guard, and then if you have at least 1 innkeeper, you get 3. The barracks, you attack, and then you get 3 points per every knight, innkeeper, and royalty. It's the same. The inn, you get... What is this? What does this mean?
What is this? I see like a greater than...
Check which location in your realm has the most characters. For each of your innkeepers, you gain 2 points for each character at that location.
What?
That's crazy huge. Okay. And then the castle is... You can exchange up to 5 meeples for 1 point each from the supply, or up to 5 points for 1 meeple each from the supply. So you can either buy followers or sell followers, which is like...
Oh, just like on Twitter.
Yeah, it is heavy plastic with stickers on top. So they're a little smaller than the Splendor chips, but they're basically the Splendor chips. Okay, and then the infirmary is minus 2 points. Oh, snap. And then during majority scoring, the player who has the most cards in their infirmary loses 10 points.
Ooh.
Yeah. Also, the majority scoring is different. The mill is 14 points, 12 points, 12 points, 8 points, 8 points, 12 points, 16 points.
Oh, jeez. And it's the guardhouse and the barracks that give you points for everything else. That's intense.
Yeah, but the majorities on those are lower.
Oh, and the barracks gives you points for every royalty. Oh, jeez. This is intense.
I don't know how to add the link on Twitch for the Nutter Plays Bulls. I think I can do it in the newsfeed. But it's... Her Etsy shop is Nutters Plays. So, yeah.
I think it's in the YouTube description.
It is in the YouTube description, but if you're on Twitch...
Yeah.
I don't know how to link that. Yeah. Alright.
We ready?
Put 6 out.
1, 2, 3, 4... 5,
I'm gonna
6.
tell the world that we're playing again. Oh, I didn't link on Twitter. I'm an idiot. Okay.
So is that okay? So instead of linking Twitch instead of YouTube, you just linked.
I didn't link to anything.
Well, in the meantime, I go first.
Twitch.tv, not TC, TV/the Wonder. It's probably it.
Holy moly. I'm gonna put a meeple on this witch, and I'm gonna gain a knight, which means you lose your leftmost card.
Gosh darn, I lose my leftmost
but
card.
I do gain 3 points. Your turn, my esteemed
colleague.
Oh no.
don't know why I wouldn't witch. Or just attack you back. Which would put your knight in the infirmary, which is kind of a funny way to do it, but I attack you back! Yeah, and I get 3 points. 3 points.
You know, I realize you did that. But I think your knight needs to go to the infirmary.
Boop, 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 boop. This is just this game. That's all that we're gonna do. I am going to get the queen. She's not as worth as much. I mean, her majority is worth more. Oh, and she gives you points per infirmary. Oh, Her Highness, come here. So I get 8 points for that.
You do.
Steve's like, yeah, I'm gonna stab you in the face again, but you do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm gonna. I had an extra thing. I'm gonna do that to get that.
Actually, since your royalty.
Did you just pull the rug? Oh, I pulled the rug out.
Since you really pulled the rug out from under. Since you and your queen really loves the infirmary, I'm gonna get 6 points and send her to it.
Such a dick. All right, look. I get a witch, and then I get $3 because I had 3 extra meeples.
This game's going a little differently.
My queen comes back. She doesn't score when I put her down, which stinks. But I still get the $3.
Ichi wants something.
Do you want something? Does it start with a C? Is it a C word? Do you want...
And there's another dog under there.
Does it start with a C word and end with an E sound? Could it perhaps be a chewy? Yeah, you want a chewy?
Is it my turn yet?
It is your turn.
I'm gonna take one of these cards.
We should have bigger cam. Where we just like have the cameras right here to show the dogs begging.
I'm gonna get 3 points for that witch, but first I will heal this attacker.
Sit your cute butt. Sit it. Xena, sit. She ran so fast with that shoe.
Yeah, Netters is really great about sending those bulls out.
Yeah, well, she doesn't list them unless she's made them. So, and I believe she like walks by a post office on her way to work because she lives in the city. The city.
It's your turn. Would you like the card that you're going to get?
Yep.
Yep.
I feel like.
I mean, you don't have to get it.
No, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then I get
12 points.
12 points. Oh yeah, I do. But before I do that, I'm not gonna buy any meeples because there's no reason.
I'm going to attack you again and get 12 points.
What deck building games have you played, David? Like so far with your boys?
I attack you again for 12. Yep.
Ironically, my witch goes away. See, there's like no point to counter your attack, because you are doing it so much. There is, however, a reason to attack you, which actually gets me 9 points.
And that sends my witch to the infirmary.
I'm sorry. How did you say that again?
To the infirmary.
I'm wondering if you're infirm.
No, just cowardly.
Oh man. It's Nutter's birthday today? Yeah, tomorrow sounds right.
Aren't we're gonna be playing a couple deck building games possibly in Spaciary, right?
Yeah, Spaciary, we're gonna be playing Imminent Domain, Star Realms, and Core Worlds. All 3 of which are deck builders. And I was like, we need to play. And then I was trying to decide between a couple other games to play, and they were like all deck builders, and I was like, maybe we should.
I mean, there's always Alien Legendary, which is also a deck builder. I mean, I think I need to put down a meeple and get this Defender, which gets me 2 points. Oh, and you get... Oh, no, you don't have one.
But yeah, I don't have an innkeeper.
This is playing very differently.
This is so different. I'm actually going to pick up the Witch, which gets me back a Witch. And then I get 3 per, so I get 6.
That's right, because the heal happens
So I'm going to put 4 back to get 10. Boom. Dominion, Lord of the Rings, Tyrants of the Underdark, and Motherlode.
So okay. I'm going to put down yet another meeple and gain an Innkeeper. And so the Innkeeper does something pretty wild. If
they like co-op games, the Legendary system's pretty good.
Is it 2 points per character in your place that has the largest?
Most. Yes, you get 8 points.
I'll get a 10 and put back. A2. A2.
Bruce's.
Bless you.
I'm gonna pick up this Miller. And
oh, I don't have a Witch anymore.
I get 1 extra buck, plus I get $2 for that, and then I get $3 for having a Witch.
That is wild.
A witch! A witch! She's a witch! We should watch Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail.
I am gonna get a Witch.
Oh yeah, Clank is really
my
good
top
too.
card, which gets me a Witch, and then I also get 6 points. Oh yeah, Clank is solid if you like deck building and doing other stuff at the same time.
Yeah, with a little bit of pressure luck. I mean, deck building is sort of pressure luck to begin with, but Clank somehow makes it more.
Oh, and yeah, and Ascension, totally solid.
Star Realms is really good. I feel like Ascension and Star Realms are kind of similar in weight. Similarly with like the DC deck builder system. If you like co-ops, the Legendary games, there's tons of them. And they each introduce different things for the IPs that they're based on. But those are co-op deck builders, which can be fun. Oh, I don't have to put a meeple on that one. Boop. Innkeeper! I only get 4 points for my Innkeeper. Boop, boop.
Well, I can only take 1 card. But that card's a doozy.
You know what? I need some food because my system processes food significantly faster.
No, I don't have royalties, so I don't get the 10 points for that.
My name is Steven. I am sad.
You don't get any points for the Brewers.
You don't. Unless you have...
I'm only getting a meeple. That's interesting.
Unless you have the thingy, you don't get points. I noticed that. I will spend 1 to pick up this Innkeeper to get another 4 points.
Because it's for each Innkeeper? That's...
Oh, it is! So I actually get another 4 points.
Yeah.
Oh, snapsies.
So this is the castle is actually...
Core Worlds. Steve loves Core Worlds.
I do really like things like Core Worlds. I remember the base is okay, but the expansion adds basically different endgame scoring that I found a lot more interesting.
And also the base 2-player isn't super great. You really need the expansion if you're going to be playing a 2-player.
Yeah. More players than not, the base is fine, but just the endgame scoring was different enough that it made it more fun 2 players. And yeah, I do want to play that again. Yeah, I think I gotta do this. I'm going to get royalty, and I'm actually going to turn in 4 books.
4 bucks.
4 meeples.
I heard books.
4 books.
I will pick up this meeple loaded
and then that will
knight.
give me,
Because why that?
Yeah.
So I get turning in 1 extra meeple, so I get that, and then I will get per witch, brewer, and knight, so I get $6. And then if I have 1 innkeeper, I get 1, so I get a total of $9, putting a 1 back to get a 10. The Teen Titans Go deck building game almost grabbed me. We had the DC deck building game and I sold it because we hadn't played it in forever. I really like that game. But I really like the Teen Titans cartoon, so I almost picked it up again, but then I was like, no. We have Ascension. Because like Ascension, DC deck builder, and
10 points.
Star Realms are sort of just all such a similar weight.
You get 3 points. I get 10.
Why do I get 3 points?
Because you have a brewer, and then I get 1 more for that extra meeple.
What gets us points for me having a brewer?
My guardhouse.
That's an innkeeper.
Sorry, innkeeper.
I was like, there's nothing for that. Speaking of brewers, I get 2 meeples, and then I get 20 points.
10 points.
No,
it just says one.
Minimum of 1. I thought that was way better than it was, but that's fine. I still got 10 points. Oh, hey, wait. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. This is the last card.
This is the last card?
Last card. Oh yeah, the Harry Potter deck builder is also good if you're into Harry Potter. It's a co-op one. That's a good point. Catch, Liam.
Shoot. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, I played Ascension like crazy on iOS.
I have to get this card.
We got rid of the main Ascension game. We just have like the little apprentice pack
1
now.
point. And then that will get me 5 points, and it will get you 3. Because I have 1 witch and a miller.
Alright, I'm going to spend 4 meeples to pick up this witch. To get this card out.
We already have a switch.
To get this card out. And I'm going to make it a miller. And then I get $9 for my witch. And then that's the game, so now we score.
So this is pretty even in terms of distributions.
I mean, maybe. Oh, yes. Okay. So, infirmary, nobody has anything in the infirmary. Hooray! If we did, it would be minus 2 points per character in the infirmary, and then whoever had the most in the infirmary would get 10 points. Negative 10 points.
Brutal.
But nobody has that, so we don't worry about it. So then, again, the base score is the number of locations you have characters in, squared. We both have 7, so we both get 49 points. Boop. Boop. Cha-ching! There are only 4 100 tokens, and each one is a different fancy royal item. Which is a fun...
even notice that.
Yeah, so there's like a crown, there's a tiara, there's like a fancy chalice.
I have 99 points. I do not get a 100-point token.
I already have one. Okay.
This is not looking good, folks.
Alright, so majority at the mill, that would be me.
Yeah.
So I get $14. And then at the brewer, we're tied. So we both get 12.
I think you probably have this one.
I think I handily do.
But I get my 100 token, and that's all that matters.
Anyway. I'm just gonna take this out of my hand. A little easier to count. Whoops. Okay. Witches, I have the most, which is 12 points.
Then gods, I have the most, which is actually only
guards,
8.
not gods.
Gods.
Hey, Chad. Yeah, weddings are super expensive. I understand why you are on a board game ban. And if you didn't live in Australia, I would ship you games. Just saying. Because it doesn't count if you're not paying for it. That has gotten me in so much trouble. Did you pick up for the knights?
No.
Because you have the majority on knights, too. And then I have majority of innkeepers.
The worst.
And then I have the majority on royalty.
I don't think I'm winning this one, folks.
I don't think you are either. Oh, see, there's the chalice. There's 2 tiaras, a crown, and then a chalice. Okay. And then...
Which was the one that had the poison?
The one... What? The one I make you drink?
No, but did that one... Where did you get that one?
Neither.
Did you get it from the... Was that the palace?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just wanted to make sure if it was the chalice from the palace that had the poison or not.
Okay. I don't know what you're trying to do. I know you're trying to do something. I don't know what you're trying to do.
You never saw The Princess Bride?
I did, but you're like, that's way too weird of a reference.
It's not a weird reference.
That's super weird. Did anyone get Princess Bride from that? Because first of all, the chalice with the poison did not come from the palace in that one. It was on top of the rocky cliffs where they were playing that game.
Got it.
So, doesn't even work. And it was a goblet, not a chalice. This is very different. It was like camping. It was like ye medieval camping goblets that they would take on adventures.
Huh.
I am feeling better, Chad. It comes and goes. Okay.
Am I thinking of a different movie? Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie.
I agree, though. I agree with David. You should register for board games. Like, you just should still. Okay, what's your score?
Oh, I don't know. 127?
211.
Well, this is going on the trade pile.
No, you beat me last game. It doesn't go on the trade part unless I beat you handily 5 times in a row. That's
right.
the rule.
Uh-huh.
Like our Raptor stream. If you've ever watched our Raptor stream...
Yeah, the other, 3 defeats were off camera.
Yeah, we played the game 3 times before we streamed it, and I beat him every time we played before streaming, and then every time we streamed.
It's such a good game.
He sucks at it so much.
I'd probably do better solo.
I don't think...
I just mean playing against myself. Just spawn in...
Because at least then you would win.
Just, the Raptors... the Raptors appear in the middle of the board, and then they just run to the exits, and I win. That's how it works, right?
Oh my god. That's the worst.
This game... I should mention... I don't know if we showed it, but the insert in this game is nice. Just ships go here, the sets of cards go here.
It's a little big, which makes me wonder if they're going to do expansions. But because of the size, we have each realm individually capped so that you can just chunk.
And it's
There's 4 sets.
Well, there's enough slots for 4 more realms, which who knows what that means, but...
Yeah. So that's Majesty for the Realm, designed by Marc Andre, the designer of...
Majestic!
Splendor, not Majestic.
No, I bet the game is Majestic.
The game is Majestic. I like
it better
the game.
than Splendor.
I like it better than Splendor. I mean, I enjoyed Splendor, but with Splendor, the engine is so dependent on cards, and there's some timing things that come out. I just feel like Splendor is a game about turning things into things, and it kind of goes a little long for me. This game is so straightforward that it's literally get a card, get money, and you just get different amounts of money, and then the scoring is a little bit more meaningful, I feel. And what you do every turn is just so impactful on the rest of your game.
Well, and also...
Because you only have 12 cards.
The scoring throughout the game plays a big difference, whereas Splendor is a race. Well, Splendor's a race to get the tiles that give you points. Well, it's the race to get the final tiles, and then you score from there. So it's the number of times you get points in Splendor feels less, where this feels like you're getting points constantly, and you can sort of meaningful... I can see which card that I get, if it might impact me. Or I'm okay, if I get that card, it's going to stop Tiff from getting 16 points for getting it or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas it's Splendor, the scoring is it's a step removed from getting the cards, which is just, I think someone put it, the way someone put it when we were playing this at OrcaCon was that this pushes your happy button faster. Get card, get money.
Excuse me.
But yeah, I like it quite a bit. I'm trying to think, I don't know if I'd say necessarily must buy, but...
I mean, we very rarely, if ever, say must buy.
Yeah.
Because we don't like that. Different people have different circumstances that enable them to engage with this hobby in different ways. So I refrain from saying must buy. But I do say whether or not it will stay in our collection, and if I recommend it. and who I recommend it for. So on that note, if you enjoy Splendor, but you want some, like, if you felt Splendor was a little long, or, like, you were a little annoyed with the luck base, on Splendor in regards to, like, cards coming out, because, like, I've played so many games of Splendor where I have a bunch of chips, and then a card flips out on not my turn, because somebody bought it, and it's exactly what I need, but somebody can buy it immediately before me, and then, like, I'm sit there stuck because I can never get a black card ever again, and, like, the main point thingies are for black cards or something like that.
Right. Whereas there are only 7 card types, and there's a bunch of dupes in the deck. So chances are pretty good that your cards will come out, you know, in the first half of the game or so.
Yeah. Plus, you can mitigate with the meeples, and then you can do things to get more meeples. And so having 5 meeples at the start of the game and, like, having to spend them wisely is kind of a thing, because you can see what's out and what's available. I've played this at 3-player and 2-player, and I enjoy it at both of those counts. Steve's played at 4-player, right? Did you play at 4-player?
I think it was also 3-player.
Okay, so we haven't played at 4-player yet.
But
somebody's feedback, one of our friends' feedback was that they just felt like it was a game about making change. Like, they had to make change so frequently. But, like, I'm fine with that. I like that. I find that that makes me more engaged with the game, because I, like, am fiddling with the chips and I make change with the chips, and I like it. So for me, that's enjoyable. If you're one of those people that doesn't enjoy that, that could be a thing.
And you could, because they're just chip components, you could play with a different set of chips or something that had, like, more ones or whatnot.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say is that if you don't have the meeples out to grab something when it's not your turn, it feels more like it's your fault for not having enough meeples. There are times where, I think one of the last times we played, royalty cards kept coming out on my turn. I would use my meeples, get it, and then get a whole bunch more meeples for it. And I think that happened like 3 turns in a row, so the other people playing didn't really have a chance to get the royalty cards. But I think in most cases you're like, oh, I really want that card, I should have saved meeples. And whereas in Splendor it can be a little bit more like, oh, well, I just can't get that card.
Yeah, or I'll never have a black
I'll
gem.
never have a, yeah. So this feels a little more resilient to that.
I feel that the take that in this game is minimal enough that I enjoy the game still. I am not a big take that fan, but if I was really worried about the knights, I could get more guards. But I decided pretty early on with how many knights he had, there was no reason for me to do that. And, like, he would stop getting knights at some point because it didn't benefit him to have more knights. And so I wasn't too worried about the, like, attacking part. I feel like the hate drafting can be more of a thing, which is fine because the game is over so quick and they can only hate draft so much.
Yep.
And if they hate draft enough, they're actually giving you meeples on stuff. So it's not super awful. If you're playing 4-player and 3 of the players are hate drafting against you, yeah, that sucks. You need new friends. But otherwise, in 2-player and 3-player, I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and I think also really the most opportune time to use the knights is early on in the game when you're more, and someone is only likely to have a couple columns filled, so their leftmost column that you're attacking is more likely to be something that's high points.
Yeah.
But then that gives them the rest of the game to get witches to heal that card out of their infirmary. So really the only points you're denying them are the points they could have scored while the card was in the infirmary until they get a witch. And that could just be like 1 turn. So like if I'm wasting a turn to get a knight, like I need it to also help me by scoring the knights. So like for example, in this last game, you were getting points for knights and innkeepers and royalty together. I was really trying to boost up my knights so that I could use the innkeeper to get points per innkeeper for every knight. So it was like I needed something else besides the take that to make the knights worth it. I'm not just like playing the knights and screwing up your strategy.
Because you're just playing like my brother if you do that.
Yeah.
If you just take knights, you're just being my brother.
And I'm not denying you points because you already scored those cards.
Yeah.
So it's really, I'm just preventing you from maybe endgame scoring or getting interim points, which is not that big of a deal.
So Chad pointed out that you were probably making a Danny Kaye movie reference without realizing, because it's The Court Jester with Danny Kaye. The Chalice with the Palace is the brew that is true.
That's the one. That's the movie. I'll have to look it up.
I don't know what that is.
Thank you for figuring that out.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to go look up that movie now.
Sweet. So what other words was I going to say about this? MSRP is, I think, 40 on this game, which is typical for this kind of level component. The box is actually smaller than a Splendor box. I think that if this game was $30, it would be flying off shelves. But there's that. If we still had Century Spice Road, which we don't have, I probably would get rid of it for this game.
Mm-hmm.
I like this game significantly more than Century Spice Road. And it's just because with Century Spice Road, I feel like the playing the cards and swapping the spices and stuff is still a little bit not super luck dependent. You can still like build and plan for cards that are out, but it feels more fiddly than this game and like the components are nicer in this game. Like they're the nice poker chips and they're not like little wooden cubes. And so I feel smarter. I feel the games are faster and I feel more engaged with this than I do with Century.
Yeah.
So
I think also in Century, and I haven't done the math, but I think I remember hearing other people who did, some of the cards in Century just have better conversion ratios than others, just because, you know, there's 4 resource types.
Yeah.
So the people who can see or know which cards have a better conversion ratio, or
like our nephew,
have an advantage. Whereas in Majesty, it's a little more plain. Like, you'll see what cards do for you and for your opponents, but it's not... Tiffany has used X-ray goggles to figure out that the conversion ratio on this card is better.
And I feel like because of the guards and the knights and the cards that give you points when an opponent plays something, there's more player interaction in this game, way more than Century. In Century, you're racing to pick up cards in the center, and or completing goals that are in the center, whereas in this game, like every turn, you are potentially affecting each other, which I think is more interesting. So there is that. If you like Century Spice Road, you might also enjoy this game. This is kind of Century Spice Road plus Splendor a little bit. Still very different from those two titles, but that's kind of the like weight class that I would put it in, and I put it somewhere in between those two games in regards to like the feel of the game. I just like this more. It's like faster, and yeah. Oh, apparently the game is $50 in Australia, which stinks.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to pause this stream. We are doing another stream tonight. Thank you for tuning in and watching Majesty for the Realm. If you're watching this on the YouTube playback, the next game that we are going to play tonight, after we take a small hiatus to eat dinner.
I think there are actually 8 paws under the table. So I was counting the amount of paws.
Okay. How many paws we are going to take?
Yeah.
Is Time Arena. Da, da, da. We're going to be playing Time Arena next. Time Arena doesn't have an insert. Time Arena is designed by, oh gosh, Fabrice Lamounil? Lamounil. It's French. And this is a 2-player or a 4-player game. I guess you could play 3-player and you play on a team. Basically, there's 2 teams and you're duking it out to try and defeat each other's totem first, but it uses a chess clock and real time for spawning and like rest periods for your monsters. So it's an interesting take on the kind of like dudes on a map game, and it plays in 10 minutes because that's like the maximum time it can play because of the chess clocks, which makes me super excited normally, but like I actually enjoy it. I think it's interesting. So we're gonna play this next after we eat dinner. Also, I just wanted to say, for those that joined late on YouTube, we are moving the chat to Twitch, and so in the future we're going to start advertising and linking the Twitch stream more than the YouTube stream. YouTube is a little weird. I am fed up with dealing with the weird notification systems and the thumbnail things and like all that kind of stuff. Plus they give me 0 analytics about these live streams. Like I don't know anything about the live streams after the stream happens. So we're moving to Twitch. So if you're watching on YouTube, that's fine. If you want to hang out and continue watching on YouTube, that's fine too. That's totally cool. We will continue to stream to YouTube, but we're going to start advertising and pushing people more towards the Twitch chat. Because I get better analytics from Twitch. They have better support for app integrations and like thumbnails and stuff like that. And we're really close to being Twitch affiliates, turns out. We only needed an average viewer count of 3, and we had an average viewer count of 2, So I think tonight we'll get it. And being a Twitch affiliate means that we can have subscribers, which means that folks can throw us some cash if they are so inclined. And we can also have custom emojis, which is awesome.
The thing I am most excited about.
Yes. So,
is custom emojis.
The Twitch channel is twitch.tv/theonetar. So there is that. But if you want to hang out on YouTube, that's cool. We are still on YouTube. So there you go.
Ichi was doing her mowing the lawn thing, where she's pushing along on her back legs and then smushing her face along the ground.
Yeah.
It's like a little corgi lawnmower.
Corgi lawn matter.
Corgi, yeah, matter. Yeah.
Alright. So, what we're going to do, if you haven't watched this before, we're going to shut down the stream for about 10-15 minutes so we can eat dinner. And then we're going to be back live again to play Time Arena. So, if you would like to hang out and watch Time Arena with us, that is fantastic. You can hang out in the chat until we get back, if you are so desired. I will tweet when we are live, and if you are on Twitch and you have followed us, you will get a notification when we go live again. Because YouTube sucks, even if you're subscribed to me, when we go live again, YouTube won't send you a notification, which is another reason why we're moving away from YouTube. So there's that. So yeah, alright, cool. We will be back in like 10-15 minutes.
From outer space.
Are we going outer space? I mean, if we drove straight up, wouldn't it take like half a day?
I mean, how fast is the car?
/ where's that road? Alright, we'll be back.
Alright, we'll be back.
Ah!